Welcome to ScratchStart. In this session, we are going to see how a search bar works in a front end. That means when we search in a Google or any other e-commerce sites or any platform, when we type in a search bar, the recommendations automatically come, and what we type, the results will appear in the browser. So that is what we are going to do. For that, in actual practical applications, real life websites, there will be a huge database and a huge data, so it will work differently. But here what I am going to do is cover just the basics, like a basic idea of how it works. So I have created, for that I have created a separate array, and we will write the div first. I am creating a variable called input. This is for the input we type. Selected by document, get element by id, and the id is search input. We will create another variable called list, and selected by document, get element by id, and the id is list. Now we have created an array. Next, we have to render this function. That means how this output will be displayed in the browser. For that, I am creating a function called render with a parameter data, and inside that render function, for the list, selecting the list element, I'm clearing all the data inside. That means all the outputs inside that. It will make the HTML structure empty, and then select the data variable, and for each entry this data goes, I'm writing a function for that with the parameter item. And what this function does is, it create a new variable called card in the HTML document. Division element will be created. This card will create a division element, and this division element will have a class list of card, and then the card's text content will be the item. Item means these are the items here. These array elements are the items here. What we type, the relevant array element will come. So we should change the text content to item. Now we have to append this whole input, that means the whole function output in the here in the list element, list variable, that is the output. So append it to the list using the append child method. Append this card. So that is all. Now we have to write logic for how the search will function. For the live search, I am selecting the input variable and giving it an add event listener, and the event is input, and it executes a function. Inside that function, I am creating a new variable called value, and what this value variable does is, it will get the input and turn it into a relevant value, and it is a string. Everything is here is in the items array is a string. So to make it easier, to make the search easier, I make converting everything into lower cases. Everything into lowercase. Now I am creating another variable called filter, and what this does is, it takes the input from items and filter it. Only when we filter the relevant what in the search bar, what we type in the search bar, that text will be run through each of these array elements, at the relevant correct output will get filtered. That is what this line will do. Filter, inside that for the filter I am writing a function with item as a item as an function, and what this filter will have a condition called to lowercase and check if it includes in the array. What it should check, from where it should check means from the items array. That means each item should be checked. Sorry, each item should be checked. So that is all, and then we have to render the output. So for that I am writing the render with the filtered variable. That means the filtered function. Now for the initial UI I am going to render the original list. That means the original array. That means items array. So that is all. What here actually happens is, when we type in the input, the input will get, we can type any kind of letter. We can write capital letter or mixed with the capital and small letters, but it will be converted into lowercase. And then in the array element you can see there are lowercase and lowercase and uppercase letters. This will also be converted into lowercase before checking with the input. When those two matches, it will get filtered and the output will be rendered in the browser. So see the output. This is the, I am showing the input here, whole array here because for the understanding. So when I type J, see when I type J, JavaScript will appear, should appear. So here I think I made some mistake, that's why it is not appearing. Let's check what we have done wrong. Includes, we haven't included the value here. Value is the one which we should check here. So if it includes value, it is correct. So now we can reload it again, and when I type J, see it is Java, say showing. What happens here is, I typed only J, so there are two array elements having the letter J, so those two is getting filtered. And when I click J, JavaScript, this is the only array element with the J, A order letter, so it is getting filtered. So that is what happening. It in the actual browser setup like Google or in Amazon or Netflix or any e-commerce sites, the data will be huge. Though they will use frameworks and other things to make it easy. I am trying to understand the basics here. That is why I am doing in this way. That is why always this technology is trying like amazes me every time. Each video I make, is technology never ceases to amaze me. I really like this technology and I wish to go even deep in this thing. And yeah, that is it for today, and I will meet you guys in the next session. Consider like, share and subscribe if you like my work, and yeah, have a nice day. Thank you.